Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Ashencast here on the channel, and today we're having a look at a game played on the European server, and this is a very special one as this is going to be the video right following the announcement of Rekkles that he will go for the support position in the future, which means that right now we get to spectate a pro player, ladies and gentlemen, learn a new role. So we're gonna go ahead and have a little look-see at what exactly is going on with that thing. Hold on. All right, sorry. So we will see how this one goes. I mean, this is the only game that we have right now, okay? But he's playing with a Syndra here. And, oh no, never mind. It is a Kalista. Ooh. Okay, it's Kalista Rakan. I'm actually a big fan of that. So, new patch. Kalista is going to get buffed. She isn't yet buffed, but she will get buffed in the future, which means that this also might be a very interesting bookmark because a Kalista meta might be coming. Got a Kalista getting some buffs to her E there. As the enemy currently one of the more strong AD carries, Samira, and also Nico, which obviously does do very well for herself as well. So let's go through the scoreboard here real quick. We're running Doran's Blade. Of course, he will be starting out on the Relic Shield. That is pretty good. He is doing the zoning job so far pretty well. And it's a little bit of an issue as Rakan, of course, will have to find good trade angles here versus a pretty hard to trade enemy bot lane, right? Nico can punish you very hard for going in, as the Samira is able to also punish that very hard. So I'm expecting a, very minute amount of fighting here until the Nico uses some of her E or some of her cooldowns in general. Yeah, so this would be an opening here. Kalista definitely moving in. Rakan kind of moving in with him as well. I think it would have been better to squish them though, to move through the whatchamacallit here, but I assume, yeah, we are playing towards the top side here to figure out where the enemy jungler is. Kind of be a human ward as Kha'Zix. I'm going to move into the bot side river here, and I would love Rakan being able to hover together in the top side here to be able to follow up. Instead, now we are fighting as the Fiddlesticks here will be engaged upon by the Kha'Zix. I think here Rakan being around would have been much better. So this is something that you see Keria do a lot, for example, is he's already like halfway hovering in a way that allows him to still join his AD carry, but have the ability to maybe impact a fight here or blow some summoners from the Fiddlesticks and stuff like that. Which then, of course, for the Kha'Zix would allow Kha'Zix to invade there. Now, of course, Kalista is generally interested in trading aggressively. Here, the exhaust comes out. The Nico misses her root, though. And I think this trade goes pretty evenly here. But, of course, the exhaust has been dropped by the Samira, which is very good. Cleanse used by the Kalista. Samira now has to flash. Very good W here. As Kalista needs to be very careful here with the wave. The flash, beautiful job here by the Rakan. And I think that was a little bit too overzealous if you look at it carefully. But I think this is more than good enough as we do pick up the Nico here. And the Samira in succession does manage to get his AD carry ahead. And of course, the wave will be able to be shoved out here now, which is definitely not something that we're complaining about. I like how, I mean, this is a totally different thing, but I watched the LS patch preview and he said Kalista was going to be incredibly strong because of his, because of the buff to E, where they reduced his cooldown from 18 to 14 seconds. I think the only thing that does is actually it helps out weak Kalista players, because good Kalista players, what they do is they always auto-attack a low HP minion and execute it to be able to refund the spear cooldown. So basically, you know, you attack the enemy a lot, then you target one minion that is low, and then you pull out, and as long as you execute one target, you get the cooldown refund, which allows you to just perma-trade, right? Just kind of cool to... I think this is probably the first thing that like I get corrected, you know, where I notice, like, I've actually put some time into this, and I've noticed it, and I know this thing, and he doesn't know it. Feels pretty good. I mean, he probably just forgot it, and I'm sure he knows by now, but was a little bit of a victory for me. Of course, eventually. I want to get a good grasp on the game as well, so, you know, these things I am hunting for, indeed. As, in the top lane here, we have a Maokai vs Cassandra matchup. Probably not the most exhilarating matchup. Which means that there is a lot of reason to believe that both of the junglers are going to play around bot lane here. And we'll see how exactly that one goes. Nico is going to stay around mid lane here. What? Why is this W still here? Oh no, this is Nico. I'm such a clown. The Nico. Okay, yeah, the Nico clone recall. That's what happened. Okay. We'll see how this one goes. Okay. Well, that's just a fiddlesticks caught out of position. So far, I mean, we're doing pretty good. We haven't been under too much pressure though. And of course, you have to understand that a support player that knows what an AD carry needs and wants, of course, can be a super valuable AD carry support player. So as long as he can get the mechanics right on the supports that are going to be in question here, I think that's going to be a very, very good time. So I think that one of the best champions to practice probably is going to be Nautilus, right? That is like... That's a champion that is reasonably skill expressive, very, very big in pro play, almost always a stable of pro play. Realm might also be one of them, as Realm might come into the flex potential here. Nautilus, of course, showing a lot of flex potential as well. I think flex potential picks are very, very good. Okay, we're finding a good trade here as Kha'Zix will just, be able to execute this guy, huh? Yeah, that's all the dash is gone, right? Oh. Okay. Able to follow it with the flash as here. The Fiddlesticks now setting up around the Herald. We need to be a little bit careful with this. Kalista also rotating here into the mid lane as well. Fiddlesticks will find a kill onto the Syndra. Now we'll see how this is played out. The flash will catch the AD carriers very aggressively. Kalista will move in there, but unfortunately we'll just get killed here. And I think I think this is just a rough one, to be honest. Let me have a look at it again. So we have Fiddlesticks ultimate was used here. Kalista goes in very aggressively. Yeah, very good job by Nico. Nico turns into a minion there. And then just looks for the ultimate. Flashes on to the Kalista. Kalista not with the immediate cleanse. And that seems to be that. It's of course pretty rough. Maokai now out of position. Yeah, we'll go down here to... Is it the Samira? Yeah, it is the Samira. Samira does use her flash there. As now the rotation here is the rotation into the bot lane. Ooh, a lot of things going wrong here. Ah, that is a very, very fat Silas. Okay, Syndra definitely respecting here as the Rakan Kalista. We'll be shoving this out. We are already kind of... The Rakan is on the way. It's going to find the knock up here. This is very good. Very good roam here by Rekkles. As no Scatter of the Weak available yet. And the Fiddlesticks will get out with a flash, but he did use a stopwatch, which is a pretty big one. Rekkles now going to help to push this out. We'll place a relatively inconsequential ward there, right? It's definitely not a ward that you want. Oh, this isn't his. Oh, this is his. Okay, this is a better ward. Yeah, I respect this ward. This is, of course, much better ward than this one. Oh, this one was just placed because of the Fiddlesticks, of course, right? As here, Kalista now is... yeah, I think that this is actually a little bit of a misplay here. Of course, it makes a lot of sense hovering the Herald, but... I think that if you can prevent the Samira here from playing the bot lane this aggressive, then that would be great. As now we are moving in though. Neeko able to find that, as we are going to pick that one up. One kill goes over. Now Silas will help pick up another kill. Beautiful flash here by the Rakan. But unfortunately just not enough, as Silas will just tank that one out. And yeah, I think that there we could have been there and could have definitely helped. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen. As now, Ready Carry is reasonably further behind, which is very bad versus the Samira. As if Samira gets ahead in this matchup, it can be absolutely devastating to play for the Kalista. Especially if you look at items here, Kalista items absolutely horrifyingly bad right now. So definitely not a good time. I absolutely disagree with the Samira items, but I mean, we've had this discussion a million times now. I can also just shut the f up about it. Oh, Scatter the Weak, that's a dead Neeko. Okay, very good job. We're finding the knock up here. We are not... Yeah, very good job actually. But it's just not enough. He was aware of the danger of her. But I think he just needed to straight up go to Syndra and try to jump out there. Try to play it out. You can definitely tell that it is still a little bit unpolished, right? You know that people like Carrier just are very good at surviving these situations with a sliver of HP. But of course, it's always hard to tell because, you know, learning a champion, you go through different phases, and you have a good chance of going through the phase of like inting in the beginning that you play a champion, so... You know, that is what it is. There's Neeko here. Waiting in a bush. Ooh, could transform. Yeah, it's not bad. Does have a pretty good setup, but it's a lot of people here. Neeko ultimate will not do enough here. Yeah, Neeko just goes down. I mean, Neeko could have picked a better timing there. I'm going to say that much. That's kind of unfortunate because they had a really good setup there. If Neeko is just more patient and doesn't greed to take down the Herald there. Rather bad. Ooh, the teleport coming in here from the top lane. Kalista very strong at securing those dragons. So yeah, the dragon goes down. Now we see how Kalista can play this. So far in a very dangerous pocket here is Rakan not really helping out the Kalista. Was on cooldowns here, was he? I actually need to look at this again. Okay, I want to look at this. So we have W available. We have E available, right? Moving forward, replacing wards. This makes a lot of sense. You need to see everyone coming. Now here. We are not doing anything to peel. What? That's such a... What? But he had such a strong knock-up. I'm pretty sure Kalista lives there if he hits that W. Definitely something that we can work on again, right? Look at the yeah, look at his cooldowns. Does have Q, does have W there. A good W here. Or am I missing something? Why is he playing so scared? Let me think. So we have... We have the Silas ultimate, which we don't really care about. We have the Kesanta ultimate, which we don't really care about. No, the W needed to happen here 100%. If the W happens here, Kalista lives. And then the fight is much more in favor. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still over. But Kalista could have been alive here. I'm very sure. Kind of weird to hold the W like that. For such a long time. It almost seems like it must have been on cooldown there. But no. It's not bugged either. Alright, Nico looking at a kill onto the Maokai here. I don't know about this one again. As Nico could be removing vision here and stuff like that. Instead, she's lurking with not really that much purpose. But maybe she'll be able to follow. The problem is that at this point, Maokai is moving... Yeah, this is like rather obvious here. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a possible kill here. Okay. We are able to remove the Maokai veins, but yeah, that seems to be it. And I mean, you know, we got Nature's Grasp out, but that's about it. Not good enough, I would say. Okay, Kha'Zix's just running it down. I mean... Who could have seen the Kesante ultimate coming? I understand. So it's a big shutdown. At least. Well, it's just 150 gold though. Somehow I was under the impression this guy was stronger than he is. Alright. So Kalista still doing very well for herself, which is good. As the bot lane here is allowed to kind of have their way with Maokai. Lose a tower for it. Let's see how this one goes. That's just immediately a dead. Yeah, that is not very optimal here. No wards available. Let's assess. Oh, we're sitting on no wards for a very long time here. This is where a support has to recall just to get wards and get some vision, especially versus Fiddlesticks. This is something that actually you can find a lot on like newer players, right? To support position is that they kind of hold on to their or that they don't recall because they're still like have all their resources, but they are out of wards. I think this one could have definitely been prevented here. So very interesting one. As of course we don't need to go through this one again. He's gonna get out, but his AD carry dies due to in this situation, definitely an unnecessary lack of wards. If you just recall there. But I understand that there was a lot going on. Alright. So Targon Buckler is yeah, I mean, you know, both of the support items still not transformed. I mean, it's only 16 minutes here, that's totally fine. But now it is filled up again as we are setting up some vision here. Obviously do want to set up some vision around the Herald here, which is the objective in question, although, you know, you can barely call it an objective with not really any turrets that are in execution range. I guess top lane turret is an execution range. But of course, here for the blue team, this is way worse. Just all the towers not executable here. Maybe we get a tower with it, maybe we don't. It's hard to say. I mean, Nico just throwing your ultimate out. Not optimal. Nico, Samira don't have the best wave clear here. Especially if they can't get close to a wave. Silas also not a good wave clearer, so generally that's not You know, but the only problem is, of course, you have to be very scared of the Fiddlesticks ultimate. Very strong team fighting comp here for the red team. As a blue team, I would say a little bit more pick oriented here. Definitely don't want to fight out a 5v5 in close quarters. River should be fine-ish though, because you have enough space to dodge a Fiddlesticks ultimate, but here, especially in mid lane, that is going to be interesting. We'll see how we play this one. Fiddlesticks being very careful about trying to conceal his position, but it's not possible as we are looking for the Syndra here. Syndra, no scatter the weak. Yeah, he was still barely in. Ooh, okay. In range there. Scatter the weak will catch him. Syndra gets out. That's very important. Rakan ultimate used by the Silas, which isn't too bad. But we are getting a good amount of cooldowns here before this dragon fight. And I believe that this dragon just goes over, so that means soul point. As a Nico here. Might be looking for an ultimate. Ultimate flash into everyone. The Samira definitely going to be quite empowered here. The exhaust comes down onto the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix playing this out as slowly as he can. As Kalista now unfortunately goes down here. Didn't find enough damage. And we are going to be executed here. But that's totally fine. Kesanta not going to be able to withstand everyone here as Kha'Zix stays alive. And that is most important here. We can take this. And are we able to take a... No, we are not able to take a Baron here. Fiddlesticks is still alive. My guy clearing through his jungle. Of course, it does not have the strongest items right now in comparison to what the enemy team has in their possession. So that is rather unfortunate. I mean, you still saw how much damage he did to the Syndra, but very close to being able to take her down there. If it wasn't for the flash, she goes down. So you do not want to have that jump into your team and Kaka your entire HP bars away. I'm pretty sure that Kalista would just go down, by the way. Although shield bow available to the Kalista, so maybe not. And I want to see some good vision set up here. I mean, we have a little bit of redundant wards here. This is his, right? Yeah, so both of these are his. Bit redundant. Seems like this one was placed a bit ago and then we placed this one, which is a good one. Now Nico will be caught out here. The Rakan ultimate coming in for the chase. This Nico will just be taken down here. Syndra now in a little bit of trouble, but the shield comes out. And yeah, that is a dead Kesanta as we are able to take up the Baron here. And although I think that using ultimate was a little excessive there, this is definitely a very, very good situation to be in. The problem is Fiddlesticks and Samira are still alive. Silas as well. So potentially very good ultimates here if we can get a Nature's Grasp out of the Silas. Silas not able to ult the Maokai yet. Will just be taken down by the Kha'Zix as we turn around and jump onto the enemy team. Kha'Zix now chasing down the Fiddlesticks. Will harvest that one as well. And we'll go back to the objective at hand with the Herald summoned in the top lane here. Just casually denying some gold to the red team. We'll finally take the tower to Ram Wrench. And the objective goes into the pockets of the blue team here. Samira sneaking around in the enemy jungle. Yeah. And does she have the red buff here? She doesn't. So that was not worth it. As the red buff will be respawning now. Soul point here available for the blue team as well as a 7k gold lead. So looking very dire. A lot of that gold is on the Kha'Zix though. Something that can be shut down reasonably well. As, of course, the Kalista still not in the best of spots here. Could have, of course, made some better decisions this game. But I also would say that, you know, there's still some room to grow here for Rekkles. Of course, I'm no support main. So the more intricate things that he can work on, those are probably going to be a mystery to me as well. But maybe I will be able to, you know, put some research into that. And then, you know, tell you about what I found. Of course, everything that I do here on the channel is always with the fact that I do watch, you know, 2 games daily. But that doesn't make me be one of the best players. And so analyzing people generally a little bit better, a little bit easier to do, right? But still has to be taken with a grain of salt, everything that I say. I think Rekkles is a very capable AD carry, and thus we'll probably have a good idea. But we'll see in the arena once he's starting to play versus some pro players as well. We have a better sample size. So far, I mean, yeah, so far I would say this was a very mediocre game. He did an okay job. He didn't do anything amazing here. But already showing us a solid foundation is here the blue team. Oh. I mean, yeah, Silas is the only one remaining here. So the blue team still manages to take this one out. But that was a little rough, little disjointed there in the fight. As we are teleporting for absolutely no reason, Syndra. Enemy team still available unless they FF. No. Yeah, enemy team still can come back here. Yeah, Nico, you need to move out of the fountain though. Well, Nico is already kind of giving that one up, huh? She is, but... yeah. Yeah, report the Nico, I would say. That's all I'm saying. And with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Do tell me what you want to see next, and I will try to provide. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay motherfucking awesome.